Hi gang, Melissa here, and here it is, the long-awaited concealer video. Or maybe it's not very long-awaited, but I feel like it is because a lot of people have been asking for it. So, there is no way possible, okay, that's not true. I possibly could cover all of my concealers in one video. It'd be like 3 hours long. I don't know, that may be an exaggeration, probably not. But, I really don't want this to be long and drawn out. Too late, someone said it, beat you to it, whatever. But I'm only gonna cover a few concealers per video because if I don't, it really will be too long, and let's be honest, you don't really have attention spans that are that long anyway, okay? I'm just saying, I've seen the analytics, I'm just saying. All right, no, seriously though, 3 to 4 concealers per video, so I'm jumping right in. I'm just gonna start off with my absolute favorite drugstore concealer, hands down. Nothing that I have tried has beaten it. Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. Yep, that's it. Why is it my favorite? Because it conceals. And that may sound ridiculous to you, but it's not, because do you know how many drugstore concealers are out there that claim they conceal and don't? I don't either, but the point is there's a lot of them. And this, for me, is the perfect balance of, it is creamy, it's not greasy, it melts in, but it stays on top. And I know you're like, okay, does this and that, you're saying both. But it really, for me, it has to be a perfect consistency of both. Because I don't have dry skin, I don't have oily skin, I have normal skin, except maybe in the summer it tends to go a little bit, maybe to the oily side, but not much. And this really does the trick. I said before, I'm sorry guys, I'm Italian and Hungarian. I have very dark circles. So I have tried a sick amount of concealers and high-end drugstore. And for drugstore, this is it hands down, absolutely. Sorry about the whole shadow thing. Never had an appreciation for lighting until I actually started making videos. I'm working on it. Please forgive me. But absolute best. And again, if you have super dark circles, please give this a shot if you haven't tried it already. I personally do not set it. I don't set it because I don't need to set it. If I do set it, then it looks dry and nasty. And let me say this real quick. I was watching a video the other day, and this super gorgeous girl who is very young, so much more talented than I ever will be, an actual legit makeup artist, and she works at MAC. And I heard her say, everybody has to set their under eye concealer. She goes, I've heard people say that they don't have to set it, but you have to set it. Everybody has to set it. And I kind of chuckled a little bit because to me that's kind of silly. I'm not trashing the girl. I'm not even going to name her. Again, she's amazing. But that is a very young statement to me, and because there is no one rule that fits everybody. I mean, I have tried to set this before. It just doesn't work for me. It looks icky. I don't have it set now. It doesn't crease on me, and it doesn't look greasy, and it works for me. So just know that when you're doing this, that different things work for different people, and maybe that is what professionals are taught, and I absolutely respect that. Please know that I respect that. I'm not a professional. I'm just telling you what works for me, and know that you may have to try different things to make it work for you. There's no one blanket statement other than like, hi, don't wear foundation that's 15 times darker than it should be. Whatever. I'm just saying common sense stuff. So hopefully anyway, I've answered all of your questions about this. If not, please let me know. Please leave a comment, tweet me, email me, write me a letter. I'll write you back. And I'll answer you. They also have an Illuminator, and I often mix the Illuminator and my normal concealer color. I use the light, the number 20, it's light pale. I often mix them just to kind of give some brightness under there. I find if I use the Illuminator alone, it's a little bit too pink for me. But I also want to let you guys know that this runs anywhere between $7 and $10 in the drugstore. So it's affordable. I feel like it is. I'm gonna try and put the actual prices in the screen, but $7 to $10 is pretty accurate for this. Next one I want to talk about is this. It is the Cle de Peau, and this is a high-end concealer. Comes in a stick form, and before you fall out of your seat, be prepared. Just sit down. It's $70. This tube is $70, and that is an absurd price to pay for a concealer. I understand that. But again, if you really have issues you will go to all sorts of extremes to find that one. And actually, I had tried this before I found this. If I had found this first, I would have never tried this. But you know, back in the day, I heard Kim Kardashian used it. So I was like, it's good enough for her. It's good enough for me, isn't it? But, so of course I got the color that she had, which is a little bit too dark, but it's fine. This is a phenomenal concealer, and it will last you a long time. The only issue with this one is I don't put it on like this. I don't put, the only one I put on like that is this one, because it's moist enough, and I know you guys hate that word. I don't know why. I'm sorry. It's creamy enough. It's wet enough. What do you want me to say? What am I supposed to say? Do you know how many comments I got about the word moist? Moist. Live with it. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm kidding. So this one is a little bit drier than the other one. But the way that I apply this, I don't put it right here. I don't just glob it on. I put it on my finger, put it on this finger, and I rub them together to warm it up with your normal body temperature, and I would dab it in. And I really, really like this. It does provide a ton of coverage, and it stays on for a long time. This is another one that I don't set. I don't set any of them. I don't, except for the last one that I'm going to talk to you about, and I had to. But I don't set them, and this provides an amazing amount of coverage. This stick actually, although it's $70, it really does last a long time. It's a little bit too dark for me now, so what I do is I put it on blemishes before I put my foundation on, and that seems to help. But if you're looking for a high-end concealer that is excellent, I can recommend this and actually the Armani one, but we're not going to talk about that today. I'm really trying to keep it simple, and I'm failing. If you have dry skin under there, no, I don't think this would be good for you. I really don't. I don't think it'd be horrific, but I don't think it would be the best choice out there for you. But if you don't have dry skin and you are looking for a higher end concealer, this is absolutely an excellent choice. This stick will last you quite a while. And you apply it how you want. Again, for me, it's just a personal preference to warm it up a little bit and put it in there. But I do know a few people that I know personally that I've spoken to that said, no, this wasn't getting it done, because they did have a little bit drier skin. And that's fine too. So yeah, since I got my most favorite in here, I'm gonna just get out the one I hate the most right now and be done with it in this first video. If you watch me for a while, you know what's coming. And it is the Bobbi Brown. The Bobbi Brown, there's no D or T, no. Bobbi Brown. Bobbi Brown concealer and this white whateverness, or yellow. I hate this. I loathe this product. And the reason why, I'm sorry if this is a repeat for you, but I know there's several new people here. Thanks for being here, thank you. But the reason why is because it is thick, and even when you warm it in your hands, it's still a little bit too thick. And then you put it on here. I have never seen so many lines under my eyes until I use this. And I assure you it's not because of a skincare routine or a flaw in you know, other products that I am using. And I'm not just trashing Bobbi Brown. I love their hydrating eye cream. It's the best cream in the world for me. I did a video on it. I'll link it. But this is so hyped on YouTube, and I don't get it. And if you love it, that's great. I'm glad it worked for you, seriously. But for me, I can't stand it because I don't even have dry under eyes. And it made me look so old and so dry under there, even not setting it with this joke of a powder. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Even without that. So, however, if you have very greasy under eyes and you're looking for something that is drying, this could be it for you. Really, this could be it. And I know there's some of you that are automatically, boo, thumbs downing this video just because of that. It's cool, I can handle it. It's cool. So, I'm not even worried about it. Anywho, last but certainly not least, I'm going to give you my full review on this guy right here. This is the Benefit Fake Up. And I have used it for at least a week now. There it is. It's 24 bucks. Okay? That's what you're getting for 20. Actually, there's less there now than when I started because you use it quickly. and I'll get rid of that top layer there. So you can see it is the concealer in the middle and the balmy stuff in the outside. $24 for this stick. And I went back to the website because I wanted to get some additional information on it before talking about it again. And when you go to the website, there's like 4 facts that are right there, like, hey, 100% people said this, 94, 92, something else said that it was, you know, it was moisturizing, it was hydrating. You know what nothing said there? You know what none of those were? None of those statements were that it works amazing or really well, or 90% said that it conceals their circles excellently. And I thought that was interesting. I missed that the first time that I went on the website and looked at it before ordering it. I missed it. And when I went back and looked and I caught it, and I find that very interesting because if it was so excellent at concealing, then why is that statistic not there? And don't get me wrong, this is extremely moisturizing. If you have really, really dry under eyes and you don't have very dark circles with that dryness, this is a phenomenal product for you. It's an expensive product, but it's great for you. This was the only concealer that I have ever used and tried that I had to set with a powder. And again, I loathe setting any of my under eye with a powder. And I have tried Well Rested and Powder Floss, which I think is discontinued, and even the e.l.f. Complexion Perfection. It just doesn't work for me. It's not right for me. But even after I tried setting this lightly with a powder, it still was so greasy looking and wet looking that I had to go back in with a powder and kind of really blend it in and set it. And for me, that doesn't work. Again, if you have very, very dry under eyes, this may be a fantastic product for you. But if you do have the really, really dry under eye, you're not going to get a ton of concealment with it. You would have to, in my opinion, in my unprofessional opinion, you really would have to use a corrector with it. And there was no way I could get away with this without a corrector. I had to use a corrector first and then use this because there just really isn't a ton of coverage offered. So absolutely, 10 out of 10 for moisture and being moisturizing. But the concealment part is really what bothers me about this. And the other thing that bothers me, it's $24 for this. And you're going to go through it. If you do this every single day, you're going to go through it quickly. You really are. And, you know, of course, we all will pay to high heaven for something that actually works. But, yeah, I just think it's quite a lot of money for a little bit of product. But that is just my opinion. I would love to hear your opinions about these products, if you have tried them, or results that you've gotten. And even if it's completely opposite of what I think, it's okay. We're all different. We're all different people, and different things work differently on all of us. I'm gonna say different and differently in a million different ways. No, I'm not. But I do appreciate you taking the time to watch. I'm gonna try and just put a different concealer video up every week. I have so many, I'm not kidding, I have so many of them that it's gonna take a few weeks to get through all of the concealers that I have. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I do appreciate it, and I hope to see you on the next one. All right, guys, thanks so much. Bye.